Stratters, I'm Bava, doing another series of modern videos for Magic Gathering Strat. This week we're going to look at a Sundial list utilizing Sundial of the Infinite and some shenanigans in order to, it's kind of a control deck, in order to get rid of our opponent's permanents and eventually win by swinging in the air with Flicker Wisps, or potentially with a Chroma Angel of Fury. So there's a few interesting things going on in this list. It's essentially a control list. It's got some similarity with like a Death and Taxes kind of list, but we don't necessarily have the taxes part, I suppose. So we've got a lot of control. We've got 10 pieces of removal here in Path, Lightning Bolt, and Lightning Helix. We've got Aether Vials, which we mainly set on 3 to get out our Eldrazi Displacers and our Flicker Wisps. Wall of Omens is an early blocker that draws a card. And then we have some shenanigans with Sundial of the Infinite. So what Sundial of the Infinite does is it lets you end your turn. And you can do this at any point. The main interaction here is with Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp exiles a permanent, and then it returns it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So what you do is you Flicker Wisp something of your opponent's, and then during the end step, when the trigger comes up to return it to the battlefield, you activate Sundial of the Infinite, and it ends the turn, making it so that their thing never comes back. Now obviously if you have an Eldrazi Displacer in play, you can flicker your Flicker Wisp once, twice, 3 times, depending on how much mana you have. Probably 2 times is max, because that's a 7 mana, 6 for the Displacer, and you need to save 1 for the Sundial. So it's probably about as high as we'd ever get in a given match. But then you can start getting rid of 2 permanents a turn in an ideal world. Mimic Vat is pretty handy, so whenever a non-token creature dies, you can exile it, and then you return a card exiled with Mimic Vat to its grave. When a non-token creature dies, exile it and put it under Mimic Vat, and then you can tap Mimic Vat and spend 3 to put a token that's a copy of that creature onto the battlefield. And again, you exile it at the beginning of the next end step. So again, when this trigger goes on during the end step, you can use your Sundial to end the turn, and you get to keep the token. It does not go away at the end of the turn, which is pretty handy. Sun Titan is here to get back any of our permanents. Here we've got quite a few: Wall of Omens, Sundials, Displacers, Flicker Wisp, and Mimic Vat, so you can get all of these things back, as well as our lands. So we have Ghost Quarters and Windswept Heaths and Flooded Strands that he can bring back as well. Ponyback Brigade and Chroma Angel of Fury are both in here because you can morph them. So you can do 3, and then you can do something like flicker them with an Eldrazi Displacer or a Flicker Wisp, and you get the creature side up. So Ponyback Brigade gives us a 2/2 and 3 1/1s, and every time you flicker him, you get 3 1/1 Goblin tokens, so he's kind of cool. And then a Chroma Angel of Fury is a 6/6. She can't be pathed, she can't be repealed, and she's generally out of bolt range. Also, if you hardcast her later, for 8 she can't be countered, so that's kind of nice. And then she's just a beater that can fly. So she's pretty good. The mana base supports our shenanigans here. We have 4 Ghost Quarters. One thing I should note right off the bat, I learned in practice, is you cannot end your turn in response to a Ghost Quarter trigger, meaning that you cannot stop your opponent from searching for a land. Same thing with Path. You can't. It's all one thing. It all happens at the same time, so you can't stop them from searching, unfortunately. All the same, we have the Ghost Quarters, which both destroy our opponent's lands, and we can tap them for colorless to use our Eldrazi Displacer ability. Battlefield Forge is in here for the same reason. It gives us red-white. This is a red-white list. It also gives us colorless for the Displacer abilities. Other than that, it's red mana and white mana and some fetch lands, for the most part. In our sideboard, we have some of the powerful white cards that you expect to see. In a sideboard, Rest in Peace, destroying graveyard shenanigans, which is nice. Stonehorn Dignitary, any aggro deck, we can flicker this every turn so our opponent never gets an attack step. Kind of fun. Leyline of Sanctity, good against things like Jund. Anger of the Gods, also against weenie lists. And things like Coco lists where we can exile creatures that die. Ratchet Bomb, which is nice against token lists and affinity. And then Wear and Tear, destroying artifact and or enchantments as needed. So this is the list. We're going to go ahead and play 4 matches with it and see how it does. I've done a little bit of practice with it, and again, it's not a tier 1 list, but it's a fun idea I wanted to share, and maybe you guys have some ideas on how we could improve it. And I did want to mention that this list was inspired by Tobias's list, which you can find over at magicgatheringstrat.com. You just do a search for Sundial. It should come right up. He wrote this back in January of 2015, so we made some changes to it. Obviously, we added Eldrazi Displacer, but this is a great article, and you can find some of his videos, too. He did videos with this list on our channel, so if you want to check him out playing his version of the list, which you'll find heavily inspired my version of the list. I just made a few changes here and there, just because I can't help but tinker. You should go check that out. Check out the videos and check out the article at our website, magicgatheringstrat.com. Alright, so we're going to jump in. As always, if you have suggestions for deck lists you want to link or send us, let me know. If you like our content, it's super helpful if you like, comment, and subscribe to our videos. And the best thing that you can possibly do, which we really appreciate, is consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/magicgatheringstrat. Alright, so we're going to get started. Check out the 4 match videos as they come out during the week, and I will catch you later. Thanks for watching. I'm Bava. Don't forget to check out our great articles and events at magicgatheringstrat.com. Feel free to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and check us out at twitch.tv/magicgatheringstrat. Thank you to Card Hoarder for their support, and super thanks to our patrons. Check out our great patron rewards and consider supporting us at patreon.com/magicgatheringstrat. Catch you later.